Welcome to Horror Flix and Music Mix. We are your hosts. I'm Dustin.
And I'm Kevin. On this podcast, we discuss horror films, the scores, and the people behind the movies.
If this is your first time listening, thank you. Our goal with this podcast is to fully analyze a variety of horror films as well as give our unfiltered opinions on said films. And we have another original versus remake.
2 years apart on this
2 years
time.
apart. The remakes in 2010. My cat wants to join me. Come on.
Perfect.
Say hi,
Mine,
buddy.
mine, mine decided to hide. Darn, should have been a great guest. It's okay. Yeah,
We're
we've got
let
two vampire stories. Well,
yeah,
the
and
same one, I guess, but
I can't believe you've never seen these.
I'm glad I did, especially Let the Right One In. That was damn near perfect. Oh, so yeah, we're talking about Let the Right One In 2008, directed by Thomas Alfredson, and Let Me In, directed by Matt Reeves. So, yeah, at first we thought these were shot-for-shot remakes. Yes, they do have a lot of similarities in terms of scenes, but there are some differences, but we'll
Yeah.
get to that, of course. But yeah, we'll start with the original, Let the Right One In, or oh boy, Latin Rotten. I meant to write the Swedish down. I forgot. My Swedish ancestors would be very upset with me. Anyway, Thomas Alfredson. When did you see this? Hear about this? Yeah.
I rented this Hollywood Video
Ooh.
like back then. That was high school, so yeah. And I was like, this is awesome. And then it must have been it was before 2010, so yeah, 2008. So it
Mm-hmm.
was about when it came out. And then I saw that they were doing the American version, and then I saw that in theaters.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep.
Yeah. No, I've always had this on my list. It's actually on the 1001 movies to watch before you die. So I'm like, oh, I bet I would like this. And I kept meaning like I'm gonna watch it at some point, watch it at some point. And then, man, I'm glad I finally did. It was fantastic.
Yep.
Loved every second of it. So I look forward to digging into it with you. What is the tagline for this movie?
Ellie is 12 years old and she's been 12 for over 200 years and she just moved in next door.
That sums it up pretty darn well.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is also interesting. That's good. That's a long tagline.
Yeah, I read it and I was like, well, I mean, maybe because
Like,
I assume it was translated from the Swedish. It would have been just as long though, but
yeah.
you know.
That is also kind of the spoiler-free short summary. We have a troubled, bullied young boy, Oscar in the original, and
Oscar.
Owen in the remake.
Hmm.
Befriends a young girl who lives next door, ends up being a vampire.
Hmm.
That's what these movies are about.
Absolutely. For trigger warnings, bullying is obviously up there. It's worse in the remake though. Man, this is just the worst people.
Yeah.
And then animal cruelty, but it's like CGI. It's the only thing about this movie that I didn't like. The only thing, but I'll get to that. It was just like, gosh, that looks not good, but it's okay. Well,
All
we'll
right.
get into it. So it's starting in Sweden, and you can tell it's in like the 1970s. Just they never say it outright, but like the clothing style, the television sets, no one has cell phones, so it's like they kind of hint, but it seems like yeah, it's set in the late 70s, maybe even early 80s. We start out on a
Interesting.
wintry night somewhere in Sweden. We see a boy playing with his knife, stabbing motions, saying "Take that, piggy." Obviously, saying all this in Swedish. Since this movie's in Swedish, and you should watch these subtitles. Don't watch the dubs of any foreign films. Personally, I think so, unless there's like no other choice. I'm one of those purist weirdos. As he's doing so, a car pulls up across the apartment courtyard, and we see an old man and a young girl move in, and we get the very first rendition of this beautiful score. Oh man, it's called The Arrival on the soundtrack. It is just splendid. It is so moving. That is a huge plus for me throughout this film is the score is just absolutely fantastic. Um, it's very Edvard Grieg, which is a Norwegian composer, very romantic classical, which makes sense since the vampire is supposed to be a few hundred years old. It makes sense that their theme is going to be more romantic in like the 1800s. It's very, very cool.
Hmm.
Late 1700s, 1800s. Yeah, so that's a great way to start it. And we see the young boy named Oscar. He's very curious
Oscar.
about his new neighbor standing there in his tidy whities, and it's like, dude, put some clothes on. The next
Hmm.
day, he's in class, and there's a fireman talking about his job, and he proves he's quite the dork, saying that, oh, that's person can't, the cough because they have smoke in their lungs. Then they're like, oh, how do you know that? And like everyone in the class like looks at him and is like, nerd. Yeah, it's like I felt that kid's pain because I was one of those kids. The kid, you could tell like there's a kid near him that's like, oh, there's going to be some bullying going on, and boy, howdy,
Yeah.
were we right.
Yeah, they're bullied. They're a bunch of dicks.
Dicks, yeah, for no
Like,
reason. He has the stupidest looking jacket I've ever seen too. That doesn't help. After class, the bully comes up and flicks his nose and calls him a piggy and a little girl. So it's like, damn, that's rude. That evening, we see the old man who moved in next door with the girl. He's packing some stuff in a suitcase. What I love about this film is, unlike the remake, they don't explain almost anything. It's everything is just kind of inferred until later, like, oh, yeah. So like he's putting all this stuff in a suitcase. You see like a mask thing going in there. You see all this stuff, and you're like, what's he doing? Then he
yeah.
goes out into the park in the middle of the night and he sees a jogger and he's like, hey, do you have the time? No, I don't. Oh, here, look, I have a halothane mask, and boom, knocks him out and ties him up to a tree and cuts his throat and tries to gather the blood. Obviously, he's gathering the blood for, well, somebody. We assume it has to be this little girl, since the the tagline said the girl is a vampire. Um, as he's doing that, a good boy comes up, starts barking at him. He's trying to get him to shoo. He won't go away. And there's some people coming through the woods, and he has to run really, really quickly. And he unfortunately spills the carton of blood, and
Oh,
he
I
leaves it
know.
there. He's like,
It's all
oh,
snowy and everything too, so it's just like blood in the snow, and you're like, oh god.
like
Yeah.
whoopsies. That night, Oscar's in the courtyard threatening a tree and stabbing it with his knife. And he's doing like you've seen Taxi Driver, right?
I've seen parts of I haven't seen the
Oh,
whole thing. It's on it's on my that's on my list. It's on
yeah, dude.
a list, one of the 100 lists that I have.
That it's one of the best. Oh, it's so good. Anyway, he's doing the you talking to me basically, and with the tree, he's like, he's like, I'm the only one here, and he starts stabbing the tree again. Some girl is just randomly standing on a jungle gym, and I'm like, what the hell? And she's asking like, what the hell are you doing? She tells him that, hey, we can't be friends, by the way. And he's like, sure. Just the most awkward interaction ever between two
Yeah.
loners. It's great. These teenagers. So as we kind of get into these first like 15, 20 minutes, what do you think of like the setting so far? What do you think of like the scenery? Like, this is a very cold, desolate area of Sweden.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty I like it. Like it's nighttime most of the time. We got all the snow and everything, even like the blood spilling in the snow, just like leaving that evidence behind and all that. It's like this movie is it's a slow burn for sure. It's if you're trying to expect like, oh, just crazy slasher or something, this is not that. There
Yeah.
is more to this film emotionally and
Yes.
like on just this level between these two kids,
Hmm.
and it's more about there's more than just the violence. It's a good story. So
Oh, it is.
if you're locked in, you're locked in. If not, then sorry,
I think
basically.
it's because this is a romantic drama with horror elements, even though like the horror elements, especially at the end, god damn, it's
Yeah.
good. Um, and that's why I liked this one. I think most people, what I read, and I personally liked this a lot more. The remake was fine, but it just hit different. Just the mood, the scenery, the music, the everything was just so well done. It's just, man, very, very good. But yeah, so now we're at Oscar's in the courtyard again, and the girl's asking that, hey, we can't be friends. Then we're all of a sudden, they live next door to each other, so they are able to hear each other through the walls.
Yep.
And he hears her yelling at him, saying, like, you had one fucking job. And you could tell that obviously he was supposed to get that blood for her, but he ruined that. Well, back at school, Oscar's hiding from the bullies in the bathroom, and across town, the old man who killed the guy is overhearing town gossip from some locals. He's just in in the cafe, like hearing what the locals are talking about. And they're like, yeah, there's some killer around here. I don't know what's going on. They invite him to join him, but he's like, nah. He does the very Swedish fuck off, which is basically, I'm busy. Swedes are very much like the Minnesotans of Europe. They're just like, oh, sorry, no, can't do that. Yeah. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
makes
That
sense.
night. Yeah, very much. Oscar is at night at home with his mom. We kind of, and
Night.
yet again, it's not clearly stated, which is also makes this just damn near perfect. His parents are separated. I don't know how long they've been separated, but you can tell that he's he's broken up about it, literally. Um, with his mom being a lot more controlling and demanding, and his dad being more freeform, like, "Hey, let's go have fun. Let's go ride a snow or I don't know those jet plow snow jet thing." We're
Oh
talking about.
yeah,
Yeah, one of those things. Let's ride that across the wilderness. So it's just very
snowmobile or some
different.
shit.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
I was thinking snow. I was about to say like a snow speeder, but I think that's from Star Wars. Um, Whoopsies. Yeah. So you could
Man.
tell that he's not happy there. I mean, it's a very boring apartment complex. And he has no one there except for, well, this girl, supposedly. He sees the mystery girl again, and she's like, why do you leave? Why don't you leave? He's like, why don't you leave? I was here first. And he's playing with the Rubik's Cube. And he explains like what it is. And she's like, what the heck's that? And he's like, hey, I'll let you borrow it. You just get it to me in a few days. That's fine. And she's playing around with it. See, I don't know about you. Are you good with Rubik's cubes? I'm
There we go. I'm a little
horrible
bit
with
taller
them.
now.
Oh,
I've messed with them. I've never like finished one. I don't think.
yeah.
I kind of want to get one
I do
now.
too, because I sometimes see my students play with them, and they're really, and some of them are like really into it. I'm like, I know it's you know good brain powdery stuff, but I can't. Every time I feel like I get close, yeah,
I'll get
it's
like one side, and then it's just like, how? Okay, how do you get the? I don't know.
yeah.
I want to get one.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's
It's
my
I kind of want
after
to do that.
seeing this, I'm like, I can do that. Well, later that night, I guess this little girl's gonna have to go do it herself. Her name's Ellie, by the way, but they'll tell her that later. She goes into town and sits under a bridge while two very drunk men are coming home. They're obviously best friends. They say their goodbyes, and one man goes under the bridge, and the little girl's like, "Help me, please, help me. Can you carry me?" And we're all like, "Oh boy." I don't know about you. I was like, I know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So he picks her up, and then she jumps up, bites his neck, and starts sucking his blood, turns his head all the way around. Just it's like,
Yep.
oh, damn. All of this, and there's a dude with like 15 cats watching from his balcony.
Yeah, that guy
He's like,
is fucking.
oh dear.
He's like,
He goes, mhm. He goes to the bar and tells everyone, hey, some little girl killed our friend. And they're all like, no, she didn't.
right.
Well, all of that's happening. She gets back, and now the old man's yelling at her because she didn't clean up after herself. She doesn't want to leave the body. So he has to run back there and try to drain. He finds the body and puts it in a drainage ditch, like drags it out, puts it in the frozen lake. Hopefully not to be seen again. I wonder if that'll come into play later. Oscar sees the girl again, and this is the next night. They finally introduce themselves. She says her name's Ellie, and it's like mine's Oscar, and she's like, and it's like, how old are you? 12? And she's like, I'm 12, more or less.
Yeah.
And they like don't know. She doesn't know her birthday. She doesn't know anything about her parents. She doesn't say anything about them. Um, we start seeing this friendship start slowly forming, and she shows him that she solved the Rubik's cube, and she tries to show him how it works. As you can see in my text here. The next day at school, the teacher's reading The Hobbit, the fucking Hobbit to the class.
I didn't even
It's the
notice that. You're like, dude. You texted
it's the
me like she's reading.
out of the frying pan chapter. It's sad that I know that. Yeah, good stuff. So I love like, thank you. This movie's for me. So we get our first kill. Now, when it comes to like vampire films, we've seen a lot of vampire films. What makes like a vampire kill effective? Is it like kind of sneaky where they just bite really quick and suck the blood and then done, or they make it more like ravage the body, or I don't know. I was thinking about that when I was watching this. Like, what makes
Mm,
an effective vampire kill?
I
Or
mean,
is the coolest looking one or something like that?
I don't know. They're all pretty, like you said, just biting. But it's more. I would think more so like instead of just like a bite, how they like actually feed. Like some of them are just like raw, you know.
Yeah.
I can't think of any specific movie. This one's pretty good. How she does
Yes.
it with that guy. That I would say that one right there is how it should be.
I think that because we're so used to with so many vampire films, like it's like, yeah, they bite in the neck, they suck the blood, and that's it. Then there's some where they bite the neck, but then they like start munching on the rest of the body, or it's more of like a ravaging of the body. They're not just trying to infect the other person; they're trying to also just tear them apart. And if they are infected, it's kind of like by accident. That's what it kind of seemed like in these two films. Um, I just found that really interesting. But yeah, first
Yeah.
kill. After class, he stays behind it. Well, I guess second kill. He stays during class after The Hobbit's being read. He's writing down Morse code, and the one bully's like, "What are you doing?" Like he's all like, "What is he doing?" And he's leaving the school. And I noticed that because this is like very northern Sweden, it's almost always like nighttime. They have really short days, so it must be pretty far north. Um, the bully asks him to hand his paper over, and he's like, "What?
Mm.
No, I'm not going to do that." And he's like, "Well, fine." Then they grab like a switch, like a big stick, and they start whipping him with it.
Oh yeah,
And then the
that
main
would hurt,
bully, yeah, it would. And he smacks him right in the face too. It's like, oh, you could hear
right?
like,
Cuts them.
and you hear like the ear ringing, like that. It's just like, oh, and he's just a
It's
boss.
like my finger. Hey
Mm.
everybody, I stapled that. If you can see that hole, that oh, here's my other finger that I smashed.
Jesus Christ.
uh, stapled right through my fingers today. Fingernail.
Oh,
True story.
damn.
Sorry,
No, it's okay.
had to bring it up.
I know, of course, it makes sense for the film here. Yeah, so they whip him 6 times. No, I'm kidding. It's probably more than that.
I wept up 6 times. Gosh.
And basically the bully tells him like, "You better tell your mom that you tripped on the playground," and that's exactly what he tells her.
Yep.
So she's like, "Oh, well, you gotta be more careful." He goes to the courtyard to show Eli how to, or Ellie. I keep thinking Eli, Ellie. It's Eli. How to use Morse code, and like they gives her like a little script on what to do so they can talk to each other through the walls. Very very
Yep.
cute. Well, Ellie also tells because she's like, "Why are you look all broken up?" And he's like, "Well," he tells about the bullies at school, and she tells
Got
him
my
to hit
ass
that.
kicked.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
tells them to hit them back harder, so hard that they won't mess with you again. Um, and yeah, they start using Morse code to communicate with each other, and it's really cute. I think what makes this film so effective is that this friendship that turns into like I mean, it's not really a love story because they're preteens, but that's why it's more. What's the word I'm thinking of? It's more innocent in that way, and that's why I really enjoy just watching these two, and the effect, the strength of this film is from these two preteens like going through loneliness, trying to fit in within their community, and finding it with each other, even though one of them's not even technically human. It's just a beautiful film. I'm gonna just speak the praises of it. It's just so good. I'm gonna be watching this again at some point in the future. Yeah. How do you feel about our main leads, our main characters, Ellie and Oscar?
I mean, yeah, I like them. They're like seem like real kids, you know.
Yeah.
Especially getting bullied. Like I got bullied in middle school, so
Mm.
I know how it was. But yeah, like just this kid, he doesn't have friends. He's just getting bullied, and all of a sudden, here's this miracle fucking lady coming in. Oh, hey, I'm a vampire. Guess what? You gotta kick
Mhm.
their ass, bro. But
Mhm.
not like that. And and they just need each other. It feels like because
Yeah.
the older guy is getting too old now, and we'll find more about that later with the relationship between Ellie and the old man.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's definitely interesting. During PE the next day, Oscar asked to sign up for a weightlifting club. Good for him. Taking Ellie's advice,
Yeah.
Ellie and Oscar decide to that night go out on the town, and Oscar does try to give her some like chocolate, but she throws it up. Um, and as soon as that's done, he's like, "Hey, I really like you," and hugs her, and she starts feeling something for him too. Adorable. Um, Well, later that night, the old man tells the girl, "Hey, I don't want you to see that boy because he has to go out and get more blood for her. So they need to be careful because they don't want to be conspicuous because the entire point of them doing this is so they can stay in one place, but they have to continually move anyway." So this time he decides to target a member of the high school basketball team, and one of them staying behind in the locker room. And there's two boys waiting out for him to be done. And the old man got in there to tie up the young man and start ready to drain his blood. Unfortunately, his friends are outside waiting on him. They come to disrupt the killing. They're like knock on the window. They're like, "Hey, what you doing in there?" It's that like tinted glass. You can't really see anything. Um,
Yeah.
and of course, he's like, "Oh shit!" So he noticed that
Yeah.
he's cornered. He can't get out of that locker room. So he starts trying to bash down the door. He runs to the back and has some acid and pours it on his face. Damn, that's brutal as hell. So
That
yeah, that kid is saved.
and that whole scene is it's the same outcome but different in the remake.
It's a
But
lot,
like
and yeah,
that just that whole thing, you're like he's like, fuck, I'm getting caught.
yeah.
Yeah.
He just pours it all over his face. Like, damn.
Fuck that. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, but it makes sense because then they can't identify him, even
Yeah.
though. So it's yeah. So they won't tie it to her. So he's doing it all for her. It's very interesting. When Ellie hears about this, she hears about like this man who was captured over the radio and brought to the hospital.
Hmm.
Obviously realizes right away it's him because it's a small town. There's probably not much else going on. I think the town's called Valingby, I think.
Hmm.
I'll check on that. I think that's what they call it on the radio. Yet again, they don't have to spell out for us where this is at, when this is at. It's either implied or inferred, and I like that kind of stuff. I think that's why I like David Lynch so much is because he doesn't spell out everything for us. We have to really think about it or have to come up with our own interpretation. So
Yes.
anyway, whereas yeah, okay, yeah. When we see the old man in the hospital room, um, he's being looked over, and obviously he's probably not doing too well. He's on a breathing
I don't know.
machine.
I don't know if that's an iron. No, I heard. No, that's not an iron
No,
lung.
iron lung is when they encase you in
It's
this.
like
Yeah,
the
and they,
whole thing. Yeah.
yeah, but it's basically it's keeping it's basically like almost life support kind
Like
of.
a ventilator.
Yes, that's it. Ventilator. Um, Ellie goes into the hospital, goes to the front desk and says, "Hey, is my father here?" They brought him in. The police brought him in. She's like, "Oh," the hospital nurse. "Oh, damn." She's like, "He's on the 7th floor, but no one can go up there." And she's like, "Okay, thanks." And she notices that she's barefoot, which, by the way, both actresses in both films were out in the snow barefoot. That's
Jeez.
not only badass, but that's like, damn, that's dangerous. But yeah, so the nurse goes out to try to find her, but she's gone, and instead she is up. And I find that really cool because you see her climbing up the building. You don't see that in the remake. Just little stuff like that just makes it so like, oh damn, there she goes.
Yeah.
Um, and of course we start hearing a thud on the window from the old man's room, and he gets up out of bed and he sees her, Ellie, and she says, "May I come in?" And of course, we know vampire lore. You have to be invited to come in. Because if not, we find out what happens later. That's the case.
Yeah.
So that's really cool that all the vampire lore is still there. Like they don't do Twilight shit, which is great. They're just like, nope, we're starting from the very bare bone, like Bram Stoker-esque, like this is what vampires are like. So he opens the window for her, and obviously his face is all just, oh, damn, it looks good.
Fucked.
Great practical effects.
Yeah.
He bares his neck because he knows, like, no, I'm done and I don't want to live. So he's gonna give her his lifeblood and then throw his body down with a huge thud. He's dead. Yeah. So what did you think of?
It's like the seventh floor too.
Mhm.
And yeah, he just bam falls out the window.
You
That
said
part
something about there. Oh, yeah, go ahead. Mhm.
that part is nuts. And
Yeah.
I think it's I like how we'll get to it, but in the remake, they kind of start with that scene
Yeah.
as a quick flash forward or
Mhm.
current whatever. And I like how they did that too. That scene's pretty good and it's brutal.
It is, and it's also emotional too because you can tell that
Yeah.
they've been through a lot together. Even not, they don't say a single thing to each other. It's just, and even for him, it's like you only see like part of an eye looking at her. It's just I don't know. It's just so powerful. Um, yeah. Ellie decides that night to go to Oscar's room, and this part's awkward. Asks if she can come in, and he's like, yeah, whatever. And it's like she's like, no, you have to say I can come in. He's like, yes, you can come in. She
Yeah.
goes in. He's trying to sleep. She's like, don't look. She strips down, joins him in bed. Not like that. They're 12. As they're lying there, Oscar asks if she wants to
Yeah.
go steady, which I'm like, that's definitely something from the 70s and 80s. No one says that anymore. And she's like, I don't know. Can we just keep it like it was before, like it is now? He's like, oh, I guess. And she's like, sure, why not?
Yeah.
So she doesn't know the lingo, but yeah, like,
They start going steady.
going steady. The next morning, she leaves him a note, and we don't know what the note says yet, but we find out later what it is. And it's more laid out in the remake because it's closer to the book, but is a line from Romeo and Juliet. But I'll show it later. But it's cute because they're doomed lover. Their lover's doomed to die. It's like adorable. Yeah.
Well, she's
And
not doomed to die. Well,
no,
she could
no.
die.
Well, at some point, yeah.
She could.
Yeah.
Easily.
Well, they're star-crossed, I guess, because oh, I think I just thought of something because in the very beginning and the end, it shows the stars and two stars that kind of move tangentially. ta- Tangentially. I wonder if that has to do with the star-crossed lovers in Romeo and Juliet. I gave it away, but it's okay. Eh, See, there's so much more to this film than I
Interesting.
thought now. I'm gonna have to watch it again. It was so good. It's just, oh, man. Anyway,
Oh.
this is the worst field trip day idea ever. What the hell are these people thinking? Hey, kids, let's go to a lake to skate, but don't go in any of the holes with water, and they could drown in there. I, it's This is the dumbest idea for a field trip. I mean, maybe
It's
they do this.
definitely the 70s. It's definitely, or like you said, late 70s, early 80s. Like, look at yeah.
I know in Sweden it's probably
Yeah,
different. They're
just stay away from the water.
just like, oh, they literally one of them could die. Like, take them to a skating rink, not an actual freaking lake. Anyway,
Well,
it
that
must
is
have been
their
boring as
skating rink.
yeah. I guess so. Yeah. Let's see.
Probably.
As they're all hanging out, Oscar sees his bully again. The bully's named Connie, by the way, awful name. And he's like, "Hey, you should be ready to go for a swim today."
Oh,
It's like,
man.
ooh. When Connie and his goons approach Oscar, he's holding a very large stick. It looks like it's a stick that's like I don't know, marks off some land or something. Who knows what it is?
Yeah.
And Connie's like, "What are you gonna do with that stick?" He's like, "I'll hit you if you try anything." Connie calls his bluff. He's like, "You're not gonna do shit." And well,
Dude,
Oscar
whack.
hard in the face, and I
In the
like
ear.
in the ear. Oh man, and it's like bleeding and stuff. It is a big whack, and I laughed my ass off because of it because that bully deserved it big time. And at the exact same time as the teacher's like, "Hey, wait a minute!" All of a sudden, two girls who needed to go try to find a place to pee, they see a dead body in the ice, and it's the guy that Ellie killed under the bridge. So he came right back up. So all this shit's going down.
Yep. You're
Very
like,
chaotic.
oh, shit.
Oscar gets home. His mom's talking to his father on the phone. Like, there's like, what is he doing here? You need to talk to him. And of course, as soon as dad starts talking to him, he's like, hey, like you could tell it's like a completely different dynamic. Like she's like saying, you can't go out, you can't do this, you can't. And then he gets on the phone. He's like, hey, is snowmobile working okay? Can't wait to see you again. It's like completely different parenting styles. So interesting yet again. And then he tells him he's okay and he's back home safe. And seems like he doesn't get suspended, but he was close. They never explained more of that, but at our school, if that would have happened, he would have had at least 4 days suspension at the most. Because even if
Yeah, everybody's just back at school like nothing happened.
Mhm.
The kid's got a bandage on his ear. It's kind of funny.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He deserved it though. Fuck that.
Oh no, and
Like,
that's the thing. Like it worked for a time, but yeah, asshole kid. So the next day, he's at school swimming around, and one thing he does when he swims is he likes to put the water in his mouth and spit it out. It's just the grossest thing.
That was one thing that was really bothering me. I was like, why is he doing this?
It must be a sensory thing. Maybe
Like,
he's
what
on,
are we
I don't
doing,
know,
dude?
uh,
Why are you swimming like that?
the 70s, man. Everyone's drank the water and spit. I don't
With the
know.
chlorine and
It's
shit.
so I know.
What
I
are
was
you,
like, please stop doing that.
I'm glad you brought that up because I think I even said it, like Addie was watching. I was just like, why is he doing
Yeah, it always bothered the hell out of me. I'm like, that's not good.
that?
Um, and interestingly enough, one of the bullies starts to befriend him, the tall one, not Connie. Well, befriend him. Let's see what happens here. And Ellie is looking in from outside, watching him swim. Oscar sees her and decides, "Hey, I'm going to take you to a hidden area of the school where the high schoolers hang out." It's yet again very 70s. Like it feels like that every trope of a 70s, 80s like high school film is in this.
Oh my
There's like a
god.
place where they all hang out to go smoke doobies.
Yeah.
Um, as they're listening to music, which is basically like Swedish, like rockabilly or something. Oscar decides to cut his. He hasn't. By the way, he has that knife still. He's had this knife throughout the film. He uses to cut his hand. And he wants to form a blood pact with Ellie. I'm like, dude, only emo and goth kids do that. I guess that's before this time, though. Really,
Wrong idea.
very bad because he does that, and he's like, Ellie, look, and Ellie's like, she like starts
Oh,
freaking out, and
yeah.
she jumps on the floor and starts licking up his blood and yells at him to go. I'm like,
And
oh
like her
shit.
eyes and face kind of like change a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, damn. Yeah, not good. She runs off into the evening. And as that's happening, the friends of Locke, aka the guy who was killed under the bridge, they're reminiscing about his murder. They're missing him. They're talking about like, man, really, really miss that guy. And the one guy's like, if I ever find that little kid, I'm gonna tear it limb to limb. And the one guy pisses off his lady friend, and she storms out, only to be attacked by Ellie right away. But before she can finish her feeding, the old man boyfriend husband, they never explain what the relationship is there. He kicks her off and says, "Get out of here!" And she runs off into the night. And the woman is alive, but she's got the bite marks in her neck and all scratched up. She goes to the hospital, gets that taken
Yep.
care of. And the very next day, it goes to the next day, and she wakes up, opens up the blinds, and is like, "Oh!" Like you could see like steam coming off. She closes it really quick, and she's like, "What is happening to me?" Yeah. And of course, as all that's happening, Oscar's with his dad again. And this part I never understood. I'm gonna have to watch it again. They're playing and they're playing a board game. All of a sudden, this other random guy comes in. And do you remember this part where like the dad's like, "Oh, hey, we can't play anymore. We have company." He gives him like a beer and cigarettes, and they just sit there and drink and smoke. And Oscar sits there sad. I don't know what that is meant to portray, but
Hmm. Yeah, I
yeah.
don't know.
Mhm.
Maybe I don't know. I remember that part, and it's just kind of like, wait, what? Maybe he just gets shit on all from all angles, and you're supposed to just feel bad for him.
Mhm.
That might be it.
Might
Like,
be
oh,
it.
he can't even have a good time with his dad.
Yeah, some asshole comes in and ruins it, whoever that is. Yeah,
Yeah.
so Ellie is out hitchhiking for her next meal. So she's like in the middle of the road trying to get a car to stop and stuff. Oscar finds the note she left him, and we finally get to read it. It says, "If I stay, I die, and if I go, I live." Straight from Shakespeare.
Interesting.
Hmm. Like
Should I
audio.
stay or should I go?
It's funny you say that. There was a Clash
Should I?
poster in that little underground like basement thing they were in.
Oh,
So you can tell that
should
it's
I
definitely like
stay or
late
should I
70s because
go
that's when the
now?
Clash was at their biggest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting, interesting.
Hmm.
And now we're back to the woman. The woman's named Ginia, even though it's said as Virginia, but it's like Ginia, whatever. This woman who was bitten by Ellie. She goes to the cat guy's apartment and they're like, "Where have you been? You're looking all messed up." And this part is just ridiculous. It it looks so silly.
Oh,
I'm laughing my ass off because these are the most CGI
yeah.
cats. I mean, I get they couldn't have like 12 real cats, but it does not look good.
They
Is
are
the one
CGI.
The one part
as
of the film, I was just like, so all these CGI cats start hissing at her because obviously she's a vampire, and they
yeah.
literally tackle her through the door, and it's just I'm dying laughing. 'Cause it's just like these computerized cats are like attacking her to death, and she's like, and the one the cat, the crazy cat guy is just like looking like this, like, oh, crazy stuff. And as that's happening, she's now brought to a hospital and tied down. So they're they're hoping that they can get her to, chill. And now Oscar is going to Ellie's apartment to check on her and finds her unwilling to let him go through the apartment. Like, hey, you can only go to here because he doesn't want him to see like her space. She finally kind of reveals that she's been 12 for a very long time. She shows him all because he's starting to put, do they ever say vampire, but they're putting the pieces together.
he
She shows,
doesn't ask her like in the remake. In the remake, he's like, "Are you a vampire?"
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, they never even say it in this one. I think they only say the word vampire, which also
Interesting.
very cool because I mean we know what it is, but Oscar's horrified, saying, he sees all of these like gems and solid gold and money. And she's like, how'd you get all this? From the people you killed? She's like, no, no, no. Some of them gave it to me. It's like, oh. And then he wants to leave. He's like, I'll leave if you let me leave. Oh no, romance is dead. Sad. We now see Ginia, the woman who was bitten, at the hospital. She's telling her boyfriend slash husband that she thinks she's been infected by that little girl and does not want to live. So she asks him to do her a favor, and he waits out in the lobby as the doctor comes in to check on her. And she asks him to open up the blinds, and this part is just crazy.
Nuts. Yeah.
Opens up, and then she is engulfed in flames, like just
Yeah.
dead. Very cool. That part was excellent.
That's one of the part. There's like a few parts. Like the whole movie's good, but then there's a couple parts that are just like, whoa. Like the
Yeah.
acid melting on the face, and then then the dude falling out the window. This chick just engulfed in flames.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very cool. Very
good
cool.
stuff.
Yeah. So that asshole Connie kid is back in school. Being a douche is always some kid to get a hat. And then his older brother is even a bigger douche, comes up and tries to like wrestle with him. And obviously it's a little bit different in like the remake because the older brother's actually bullying his younger brother, but here they're kind of chummy. So I like
Yeah,
that. I actually like that dynamic in the remake a bit more because the bully
it
kid,
makes more sense.
it makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
But that's okay. We skip to Ellie trying to enter Oscar's apartment. She asks if she can be invited in, and he says, "Well, what happens if I don't?" It's like, "Oh, Oscar, don't be a dick."
right.
He decides to go in without being invited, and all of a sudden, she starts becoming a bloody mess, and you get
Just
this
like
tearing
bleeding
sound.
from bleeding just from
Every
everywhere, basically.
yeah, it's like you get that. It's like this crunching sound. Her skin's breaking apart. It's just like, damn, the blood.
You're like,
It's just the blood and
yeah,
the sound design is just looking. Ugh, and he feels really bad. He's like, no, 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 you can come in. You can come in. And he really apologized for having her do that. And he's like, hey, look, my mom has some clothes in the closet. She has to take a shower. And this part's a little weird as she's
right.
getting dressed. He's playing some Swedish rockabilly dancing with her, and he has her go change, and he sneaks a peek at her changing, and we see a very quick, not too quick, unfortunately, because we really didn't need to see it, like close up of her vagina.
Downstairs, yeah.
And I was just like,
You're
oh,
just like,
okay.
that came on. We're like, wait, what? Why?
Yeah, we didn't need to see that. I mean, I
That
get that it's trying to showcase like, these are pubescent teens that don't understand that stuff or they're curious, but it's like they could have not done that.
right?
They did it's a bit weird. Yeah, I was like, nope. That was
Yeah,
what's anyway, back to this. Mom gets
it's Swedish
mm, s-
people,
well, yeah.
Swedish,
I know
not
my
us.
great well, yeah.
It's
I'm
always the foreign or like Serbian film.
nope,
I don't know why I went there, but still, what would
never.
you?
It's like I
It's
can
like
watch Cannibal Holocaust, I can
calm,
watch
calm yourself.
Irreversible, but I spit on your grave. All those really trashy, awful, exploitative films, but there's one line that I cannot cross, and Serbian film does it. So I'm like, nope, never, never, ever.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, mom gets
Yep.
back. So yeah, we're never going to cover that film. Sorry, guys. That's different. Yeah.
I don't
And
want to watch that again. No.
nope, never.
I just no.
Or
I
we'll
think
just
we've
have a
said it. I wonder how many times we've brought up Serbian film and just go no throughout the 100 and however many episodes we have.
130 this one, right?
130,
No,
40-ish.
130-ish. Yeah, god damn, we have a lot of. Anyway, mom gets back. So he has her hide and fly back into her apartment, and he goes to check on Ellie the next day, and she leaves a note to ask him not to come in or open the bathroom door until later in the evening. He's like, oh, okay.
Right.
We now see the boyfriend / husband of Ginia. He's like snooping around. He's starting to realize, like, okay, where this new person lived and stuff. You know, they haven't been here. We keep thinking of this little girl that he was with. So he's starting to put two and two together. So he goes to the apartment, and this is unfortunately during the middle of the day. So this guy finds the key to open the locked door and sees the tub. And in this tub and Oscar's hiding from this guy as this is all happening. There's an apron over it and some covers, and the windows are obviously all boarded up. He sees, as he opens it up, Ellie sleeping, and he gets a knife out ready to stab her. Oscar slowly sneaks up and tells him, no, stop. Ellie wakes up and then just starts feeding on him. And it's just blood everywhere.
Yep.
Wrestling him to the ground. Yeah. And she goes up to Oscar and thanks him, obviously, tells him that she must leave now. And with blood all over her face, they kiss. And I'm like, could you at least wipe your mouth off?
I know. Yeah, that too.
I mean, this is a kid that drinks chlorine water, so I get it. Yeah. They kiss, and Oscar returns home, and we have the beautiful score that is overlying everything again. It's like, because this is like the climactic moment where their love is going to be tested, and she has to leave, but he has to stay. His mother's screaming at him, and he's just, probably about sneaking out or about something. We don't know because the score is going through it. It's just beautiful. He's in his room. He watches her leave in a car, and the next day he's obviously very, very sad about it. But life moves on. And when he's at home, one of the bullies calls him and tells him to come to the school tonight for some event. It's like a swim meet or something. And
like that,
yeah. And of course, as the kid's calling him, we see all the bullies and Connie's older brothers there too. Shit's going down. And the movie's almost over. We see one of the bullies. His name is Martin. He's going up to seeing Oscar swimming, and the bully started a dumpster fire. So the teacher has to run outside. And of course, as that happens, the older brother of Connie and all those bullies come in. They tell everyone to get out. Yeah. The older brother comes in with a butterfly knife or something, a switchblade, and has all the kids clear out and says, hey, so if you keep your head underwater for a certain amount of time, I won't stick you too hard.
3 minutes.
Yeah.
3 minutes. I got you. He's like, if you hold your breath for 3 minutes, I won't poke your eye out. And it's like, yeah, right.
Yeah. Asshole. Well, he's holding him under. And of course, all the two of the other kids like actually feel bad about what's going on. Even Connie's like, okay. Even Connie's like, okay, dude, let's stop. He's like, nope. It's like, yeah, these kids are fucked up. Anyway, this part, I saw it and I was like, that's cool. So he's underwater, and you can tell that he's like starting to get out of it. And we see a kid fall in, and his feet are gliding across the water, and he's screaming. Yeah. Obviously, like, oh, I bet I know what's going on. All of a sudden, a head plops into the pool and starts going down. And then we see the arm that's holding his head comes off, and then he's able to get up. And as he gets up, they're dead bodies, except for one of the kids who's just crying in the corner. There's like guts splayed out on the floor, a beheaded one. It looks nasty.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, fuck bullies, dude. Now, I don't know about you, but I think that's one of my favorite scenes. Just it's so ridiculous.
You're just like, oh, fuck yeah. Fuck these kids. First, you're like, oh, poor Oscar. She left, and he's just getting bullied, and blah blah blah. Yeah.
And it basically ends here. We get a beautiful musical score with snow falling down and the stars showing out. Oscar is on a train with Ellie, who's stowed in like a box just away from the sun. And I love that they communicate in Morse code. I'm pretty sure that they Morse code "I love you," I think,
Hmm.
but I'll have to check on that. But it's beautiful. It ends right there. Off they go into wherever. And yeah, film is over. What do you think? What was your overall thoughts of it?
Great movie. It was one like even that long ago, even in high school when I watched this, I was like, I found something.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's a good movie.
It's
I like
beautiful.
both of them.
Mhm.
This was one that I was like, I started showing my friends. I'm like, you guys gotta watch this.
Yeah, it's a beautiful film.
Yeah.
Um, Scenes that stick out for you?
I mean, I even like in the beginning with the
Mhm.
first kill and he's tying up the guy in the snow and it's the nighttime. You're just like, oh, this is you can just tell that it's a super small town, super like just forest around there, desolate area. I wonder how many small towns they've gone to.
Yeah.
The whole setting is great. Other scenes like yeah, the catching on fire, the pool scene, this
Mhm.
hospital scene. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
I just think there's a lot of great moments and because it's yeah, sure, the kills are great and then the practical effects are, you know, are limited but also excellent. But also just the for me, like, the performance from Oscar and Ellie were played wonderfully, and so for actors that stick out, they were just excellent for this film.
Mhm.
They were both very socially awkward. They both, like, didn't know how to really act with one another since they're both in, like, this, like, realm of, "I think this is what 12's being like," and that's really cool. Both troubled, obviously have a lot of baggage, especially Ellie. Um, just yeah, very cool. And I already kinda talked about the, makeup effects, like, great practical effects, this man's scarred
Yeah,
face, woman catching on fire, and the blood and guts in the front. That's the thing, it didn't go over the top, but it did just enough to be like, "This is cool."
yeah.
So, yeah,
Everything but the CGI
the cat, that thing was
cat.
just like, he didn't they could have done that in a completely different way, like, maybe, I don't know, they could have just hinted that was happening, like, show the cat's getting upset, or I don't know, that would maybe be traumatizing to the poor kitties, so I don't know. Or maybe just show one CGI cat and then just make the sounds of them wrestling her as she's I don't know, something. They could've that was a little silly. That took me out of it for a bit. Well, total kills I had were 8
Yep.
kills? Yeah, so yeah. And fun fact, for the sound design for, like, the biting and stuff, they would record people biting sausages. I just found that really cool.
Ooh,
It's like, "Oh, that sounds delicious."
interesting.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if you listen to the score, but
I
it
did
is
not.
beautiful. It is on Spotify, but this is when I would get on vinyl. This is fantastic. It's a full orchestra with a classical guitar. We get a main theme that's bookended at the beginning and the end. We start off with one it's called The Arrival, but at the end, it's like the same. It's just played on the same way.
Hmm.
It's they use a lot of crescendos, building up tense moments, especially like moments of like romance, especially like when Ellie is seen present because she's supposed to be this. Yeah, sure, she's a preteen, but she's also an ancient being essentially. So like we have that quiet, emotional classical guitar, and then we get like these moving opuses, very romantic, very Norwegian, like these strong major tonal notes with a little bit of crescendos here and there from very quiet to very loud. Very similar to yeah, sort of Norwegian composers, like I said in the beginning, Edvard Grieg reminded me of that. Um, the biggest I think when it comes to the score, the arrival, the opening theme is like it sets the tone perfectly and they play it again after Ellie leaves Oscar the first time. It's man, it just impacted the movie so well. It's just beautiful. And that's the one thing that the remake did not do a good job in is that they didn't have that really emotional score. They had music, they had, some
Yeah.
cool jams, but it just did not have the same effect for me on that one. But
Hmm.
yeah, I recommend listening to it when you can, especially at least listen to The Arrival, the first track. It's just beautiful. Who are the actors and crew? And all these fun names.
Oh yeah, a bunch of Swedish names.
Oh,
I'm
here we go.
just gonna do first names here.
Okay.
Hold on. Care Hedebrandt plays Oscar. Lena Leanderson plays Ellie. Per Ragnar plays Haken. I wonder if that might be the old man.
Yep, that's the old man.
Hendrik Dahl plays Eric. Karen Bergquist plays Yvonne.
That's the mom of Oscar.
Peter Kahlberg plays Lackey. And Ika Nord plays Virginia. See, I did it.
Yeah,
Crew.
there's more.
Oh, these get a little harder. John Lindquist wrote the novel and screenplay. Okay. Hoyt van Hoytema did the cinematography. Thomas Alfredson and Dino John Sater were the editors. Eva Noren, production designer. Maria Strid, makeup designer. Matthias Berg, Love Bergstrom, Robin Blick, Thomas Fuke, Love Larson, Nicholas Hermanson. They were all in the special effects makeup. And then we have Thomas Deutschman, Klaus Dietman, Hem Habib, Frederick Hoagland. They were all the visual effects through Fido Film.
Mm-hmm.
The director, Thomas Alfredson, this guy. Swedish television programs like Ika I Rotan and or Rutan and Familien Skedblad. And holy crap, I'm not saying that.
I made that up.
Hingerdinga Durg.
It's okay. I'm Swedish. I can make fun of.
It's that just makes me reminds me of fucking SpongeBob.
That's where I got it from.
Yeah,
that's
all right.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
His first film, this guy, 1995, was Bert, the Last Virgin.
I know. What?
I love how this sentence, it was like the last and then the next line was virgin, so I didn't see it coming. Oh my god, that was funny. He would do a number of other films, romantic comedies, to historical dramas that you can't pronounce, so I can't pronounce. Started with Let the Right One In 2008. He would go on to do Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy in 2011.
Great film.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah, highly recommend it.
2017, he directed The Snowman, which got very mixed reviews, and he's gone on to direct a number of other Swedish children's films, which, sounds fun.
No clue. There's no description on IMDb. It just said children's film. I'm like, okay.
All right.
Yeah.
December 12th, 2008, this movie was released in the Sweden, not the USA.
In the Sweden.
Alternate names of the movie, the Swedish name for it.
Yeah.
Budget 4 million, box office 11.2 million. Rotten Tomatoes scored 98% and 90% as it should be. How to watch it now? I say, well, okay, yeah. Get a physical copy, Tubi,
buy this.
Pluto, YouTube, Amazon Prime, buy this movie.
Yep, rating system. I was like, I don't even need to debate it. Buy it. I'm buying this as soon as I find a nice Blu-ray. I bet Criterion. I don't know if Criterion has something. I'll have to check. But
I don't even know if there's a Blu-ray.
Oh, well, that would. I mean, it's fine. But I
for
want
those on Letterboxd. So you just go to Letterboxd. You go to the movie. Let the Right One In. You go down to where to watch. And then it says right here, Amazon purchases through this link. Oh, there's a Blu-ray, $10. Purchases through the Letterboxd link. They get a portion.
I'm literally ordering that tonight. I need this movie. It's fantastic.
And the DVD is $7.55,
Oh, it's only a few. Oh, yeah, I'm getting Blu-ray then.
which is
I mean,
what
I
I
get.
have because I've had it for a long time. And
Mhm.
then I have also had Let Me In for a long time since
Yeah.
2010.
Wow.
Tried watching it last night. There's a giant scratch in it. It only skipped a little bit, but you know me, I had to go and order a new copy
Mhm.
because
There you go.
I can't let that happen.
Can't let that slide. Yeah.
And then I'll put this in my pile for when I get my disc buffer, and I'll try to buff that scratch out.
Mhm. There you go.
Buy this
Well, let's get
movie,
into yeah.
buy the other movies. This one's gonna
Mhm.
be quick because it's basically the same thing. Let Me In,
Yeah.
Matt Reeves. You heard about it just now. I heard about it 16 years ago.
Mhm.
Tagline: Innocent dies, Abby doesn't. Much better tagline, in my
I
opinion.
like it too. Yeah.
Short summary. I don't know what it's about. We just talked about
Yeah, a lot of this is the same. Yeah.
it. Bullying, punk ass kids,
Yes.
triggers. All right.
Even worse than this one, I'd say.
So the opening is different. This one it says March, New Mexico, and it does say like 1982 or 3 or some shit.
Mhm.
We get the ambulance, police racing down a highway. There's a victim in an ambulance who just poured acid on his face. So this is
Mhm.
where it kind of starts out. They're taking him to the hospital. Cop shows up to interrogate him at the hospital. This guy can't talk. He's like, "Are you a Satanist or an occult?"
It's like the satanic panic of the 80s, so it makes perfect sense why they put that in there. And they
Interesting.
have
Okay.
Ronald Reagan, giving one of
Yep.
his most famous speeches talking
On the
about
TV.
Christian nationalism, which is still in oh, sorry, I'll continue.
Yeah.
I was about to go on a political rant. Whoopsies.
Then he gets a phone call. We hear about the daughter over the phone. And then we hear, so he like walks out to the lobby, gets the phone call, hears about, oh, there's a little girl. Then all of a sudden in the background, we hear a flatline, nurse runs out, dude's gone. And then he looks out the window. He's like, what the fuck? And then it flashes back 2 weeks earlier.
Mhm.
What do you
Interesting
think?
cold open.
Yeah. What do you think about this? I like this way
I like it. I
because
like
you're
it
like,
because
what the fuck?
especially if no one had seen the original, that would be like, wow, that's a great, very interesting way to start because you don't know anything what's going on. Why this
Yeah.
guy pour acid on his face?
Right.
Like it's just you have no
Like,
clue. So it really, I think it worked out fine for where it started as a cold open. Yeah,
yeah, like
this
you
one
said.
definitely is paced more frantically, like it used to for American audiences than this hoity-toity European film. It takes its time and builds emotion and character. That's fine.
Right. I
Mhm.
mean, yeah, if you go into this and watch that without knowing anything, you'd be like, "What?"
Yeah.
Um, we meet the young boy, Owen. He lives
Mhm.
alone with his mom. He spies outside, sees the older man and the daughter show up, but she's barefoot, just like in the OG. And then I was
Mhm.
like, "Why are they barefoot?" I tried looking that up. It's just kind of like an undead thing.
Yeah.
Um, School time. He's getting bullied at school, and I was like, "Who's the bully?" And
I
it's
know, I read
the
it and I was like,
kid.
"Wait."
It's the kid who plays Wes in Scream 5.
Yeah.
I forgot his
Douche.
name. Uh Bully time, gets a wedgie till he pisses
A bad
himself.
one. Like, oh,
Yeah. Then he goes and buys a pocket knife at the convenience store, and I was like, how did he just is that legal? I don't know.
80s.
Oh yeah, 80s. Yep. That night he's outside practicing with the knife. Abby shows up on the gym, tells him they can't be friends, and then leaves, just like the OG. And then I said, damn, my DVD has a giant scratch in it. And it skipped like 6 minutes. It says the old dude, he follows someone who's leaving the store, kidnaps them, takes them out to the woods, hangs them upside down, slits their throat, drains the blood, like in the original. Then the cop dude has an announcement at the school about the killing. Owen is sitting outside at night again, playing with his Rubik's Cube. Abby asks what it is, and then he lets her borrow it. Then we get the same scene of her hiding in the underpass. They lures a guy in and attacks him because, yeah, she got to eat. And then the older man tries to give her some bodies. That got that body actually that she just fucking left out there. So that's all the same. Owen finds the Rubik's Cube finished and sitting on the little jungle gym.
Mm-hmm.
That night they meet again. Owen's like, "How'd you do it?" And so the first time he mentions that she stinks, and then this time she's like, "Do I smell better?"
Yeah.
Which just reminds me of Dead Lover, which is awesome. The whole birthday, I'm 12, more or less, all that same thing. Owen is learning Morse code. Bully strikes again. Two of them are like, "Dude, Jesus Christ," because he takes it too far.
Yeah.
That's when they fucking hit him in the face. Tells his mom they fell at recess. We get the same outing with Abby and Owen. He gives her candy. She pukes. Then we get a little pushback from the older guy with Abby saying he's like, "I don't have a choice and I don't want you seeing that kid anymore," and blah, blah, blah. And then we see the old guy going out for a kill. He's hiding in the back. So this is the different part.
Yeah.
So this is the scene. It's a little different, but it's how he basically gets caught. He's hiding in the backseat of somebody's car, and he's gonna, wait until they get to a certain point, then kill him. But of course, they end up picking up their friend for a ride, and then he gets in the passenger seat, moves his seat back. Great tension building, and then they stop at the gas station for gas. Driver goes inside. Friend turns on the radio.
Get some Blue Oyster Cult.
Yep. Burn out the day. Yep. Then they fight. He fights the guy. The driver is inside. Then he gets sidetracked by some other friends. Song's playing, and then he knocks out the kid, steals the car, tries pulling out of there, crashes the car, and then that's when he pours the acid on his face.
Poor Richard Jenkins.
Then Abby hears about it over the radio and knows immediately. She goes to the hospital, and this is where it actually isn't where it began. Same as the original. He goes over to the window. She flies up to it. He lets her in. She bites him. He falls to the ground. It's a little more sad this time. I felt. She then goes and sneaks into Owen's room, and they go steady. They're going steady together now. Owen whacks the fuck out of the bully kid with the stick when he tries to push him in the ice, and then they also find the body at the same time.
And at this time,
the kid's ear is split in half.
That looked great. I was like, "Oh,
you're like, oh my god." We also find out that, like we kind of talked about, the bully has an older brother, but he's actually getting bullied by his other older brother.
And that I think that I like that more personally, for the story wise. But yeah,
Owen and Abby listen to music, and Owen tries to do the blood pact. She starts, drinking up the blood, looks all scary, tells him get out. Then he calls his dad and asks him if there's such a thing as a person who is evil. And his dad's like, "What are you talking about, bud?" Owen goes and asks Abby if she's a vampire. He kind of gets mad at her and leaves. Later on, she comes in uninvited, starts to have the bleeding. And he's like, whoa, you can come in. I'm sorry. Then the police officer shows up, breaks into the apartment. Abby kills him. Abby tells Owen that she has to leave. The bullies strike again at the pool. She kills him. They leave on the train. Happily ever after.
Yeah, I liked the ending of the original better. I felt the other one was a little too like I don't know how to describe it, like frantic, action packed. It's the subtlety, and then all of a sudden just boom at the end. In the original, like this one is like everything was at a 10. But yeah, I mean, still, I kind of like you said when we were first putting this together, it's like, it's just gonna be word for word. We don't need to really watch it. And it's like, it's got some differences, but I would say 85% of it's still pretty much the original.
Yeah.
Just in a different setting and a different dynamic between the two kids. So I think the scenes that stick out are kind of like the same in the original. I thought that starting with that cold open, um, with Richard Jenkins' character having the acid on his face, getting interviewed by police. I think that's actually my favorite part, is just because it started midway through what would have been the original movie. So I like
Yeah.
that a lot. And I thought the dynamic between him and, I was going to call her Ellie, Abby.
Abby.
I also, yeah, I saw you said that too. I just felt like that there was a closer connection there. It was never really explained, but it was still like you could feel it more than you could in the original. So
Yeah.
that was a big plus.
I think the performances and all that was great. The effects was great.
Mhm.
It's a good movie. I like both of them.
I think the one thing, um, I thought the actors did fine. I mean, Chloe Grace Moretz, I know she goes on later to be a bigger actress and some other things. I love Richard Jenkins, everything he does. I also like Elias Koteas. Um, he's the guy who plays the cop. He's also in Shutter Island and a
Yeah.
few other great things. He's
Yeah.
just great. So a lot of good actors and actresses in this. For the special effects, it definitely was more CGI heavy, but it was like well done CGI. So like the kill underneath the bridge, it was cool, but I was like, it was, you could tell it was computer generated because it was just so frantic and over the place. And that part took, it was like, I like the original kill on that one better because it was more subtle. So it just proves that even though we love watching gory, crazy nonsense, sometimes the subtle stuff is just as scary and just as
Yeah.
effective. I mean, it was still fine. Yeah, I would say, I haven't rated this yet on Letterboxd, but this would be like a 3.5 to 4 because it was good. It just wasn't. It's no, it doesn't touch the original for me. No way.
Hmm.
Hmm.
12 kills.
More kills this time. Yeah.
And you got a fun fact here.
Yeah. Stephen King named it the best film of 2010. So I wonder, I keep thinking if I would have seen just this and not the original, if I would have a different opinion. I think that happens a lot when it comes to
It does,
certain remakes.
because with Quarantine and I saw Quarantine before Rec, and I was like, Quarantine's great.
Mhm.
I think it's just what you watch first. With
so.
remakes that are so close to each other.
Yeah. Kind of like with yeah, like that, like
This
Quarantine and Wreck, or there's definitely a few others,
Carrie.
or
Carrie's pretty close too.
Ju-on and The Grudge,
Those are close. Yeah.
The Ring and Ringu. Yeah, just those are just something that top of my head.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Hey!
this
Hold on, I got cats fight. Hey! Get off!
you should leave that in.
Did you hear them?
They were,
Yeah, they went.
oh damn. Yeah. Where was it? Oh yes. So okay, this was weird. I could not find a score for this film. Michael Giacchino was the composer, but I couldn't find anything. But it did have, there was a soundtrack with like, someone put a playlist of some of the music that's in the film. So Let's Dance by David Bowie, which is a hell of a good song.
Mm-hmm.
Turning Japanese is in there.
Yeah.
Obviously,
The
Blue Oyster
I'm
Cult,
burning. Yeah, I can't think of that title.
Burning. I think it's just Burning for You.
I think it is burn.
Um,
Yeah.
But yes, yeah, a lot of 80s, early 80s hits, late 70s hits. So but it didn't stick out like the original, and that was another thing that brought it down for me, is like, man, that original had such a fantastic score. This just didn't really have that. It had some like ambience, but didn't have like a main theme like the original did. But it did have some actors and crew, like Cody Smith McPhee plays Owen, Chloe Grace Moretz plays Abby, Richard Jenkins, love Richard Jenkins, plays the dad, Cara Bruno plays Owen's mom, Elias Koteas plays policeman, Sasha Bareilles plays Virginia, Dylan Kennan plays Larry, and Chris Browning plays Jack. For the screenplay, Matt Reeves himself did the screenplay based on Jean Ajvide Lindqvist's screenplay book. Greg Frazier is the cinematographer, Stan Salfa is the editor, Ford Wheeler is the production designer, Guy Barnes, not Chris Barnes, as the as art director. Tara D. Day, Andy Clement, and Jake Carver, makeup effects. Werner Hanlein and Yoshi Art Sakamoto, special and makeup effects. And Method Studios, Olin Studio, and Dive did the visual effects. They had like 100 people on the crew. So, yeah.
Nice.
So, Matt Reeves, interesting. Good friends with J.J. Abrams. They actually went through the same class together in film school. They both worked with Steven Spielberg to restore certain films. So, yeah, his first film was The Pallbearer in 1996. Then worked on TV films and series like Felicity. No clue what that is. His first major breakout, though.
I've heard of that. It's the lady with the curly hair. That's all I know. Felicity. It's yeah.
There you go. His first major breakout film was Cloverfield in 2008.
It's a TV show.
Felicity. And then he would direct Let Me In 2 years later. And he's mostly known for the Planet of the Apes films, the Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and the War for the Planet of the Apes, 2014, 2017. His most recent film was something we did for your birthday back in 2022, Batman. So that's cool.
Wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
No, hold on. Yeah. Check this out. Dude. Felicity. So this is the TV show. I remember the chick. That's the dude from Underworld 1 and 2. Oh, you can't see my... And on the left, and then dude on the right is that fucking... I can't think of his name from Scream 3. He's the killer.
Brother.
It's the brother.
Whoa. That's cool.
These are the guys.
Oh, and that girl in the middle, I know her too. The
Oh,
girl in the middle,
my God.
She is in Saw 1 through 3.
That is her. Carrie Russell.
Mm-hmm. Damn, there you go. So yeah, that's
all horror movies coming from like this rom-com TV show from the 90s.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
All right.
October 1st, 2010 is when this came out, and the country of origin was the UK, though maybe they filmed the UK. It was in the US though. $20 million budget and a $27 million box office, so not bad, I guess.
Not bad.
88% Rotten Tomatoes, 76% Rotten Tomatoes. So I think yet again it depends on if you saw this movie first or the original. I think that's where that comes in. So
and this guy's going. Sorry, back to I was stuck in Felicity. Batman. We got Batman 2 coming out. Well, they actually just started filming finally.
Mm-hmm. That'll be exciting. Batman was fantastic. That was a good one.
I don't know. The last time I watched it, I was like, it's okay. It was really good the first time I watched it, and then it just gets less and less good every time I watch it. Which I've only seen it like 2 or 3 times, but
yeah, sure.
But yeah, we watched this movie, Pluto, Tubi, or you could buy it for like my replacement was $6. I said, fuck it, I'm gonna just
Yeah, see, I'm gonna be a stickler. I wouldn't kill it, but if you watch the original, which I recommend you buy and cherish for the rest of your life, maybe watch this like once and then just be like, I'm good. I don't know. I wouldn't kill it though, because it's not a bad movie. It's just,
but it's been a long time since I have watched it.
Yeah. I'd say maybe watch the original and bask in its amazingness and in its glory. Then like wait a year and watch Let Me In and then be like, and then I'm gonna go back to the original. That's what I would do. Just watch it once. Because it's worthwhile. It's still good. It's just, yeah. When it comes to remakes that are so close together like that, especially like, for example, one of my favorite films, Old Boy, they remade that and it was atrocious. And it was only a few years apart. But I'm like, why would you mess with one of my favorite like crazy Korean action films ever and like just completely miss the point of it? And just, I don't know. That's just one thing that's on my head. I only watched the first 10 minutes of that and I'm like, nope, I'm going to stick to my original Old Boy. I never want to watch the remake. Never.
I never saw the remake. I saw the original.
Original is all you need. It's perfect movie. It's not a 5 out of 5. It's a 6 out of 5 for me. Anyway, but yeah. So yeah, watch it. And man, that was it. That was a quick one, I guess, because that movie is basically the same.
Yeah, that one I was like, I have very minor plot points.
Mhm.
And that is going to be it for this week. Thank you so much for joining us. If you enjoyed this episode, please give us a 5-star review wherever you listen to your podcast.
Give us a like on Facebook, on Instagram, on I was about to say Twitter. That's not a thing anymore. TikTok, all those places. You can follow us and like our posts. And obviously, Dustin's always seeing new films, so you get his 2 cents on there. But you also get our 2 cents on Letterbox, where we watch lots of films and we put up all the movies we discuss as well. What is your Letterbox there, Dustin?
It is Dustin at HFMM Pod. Oh, and hello, Vietnam. We forgot to say that.
Oh, yes, we forgot to
forgot.
say that.
So tangent, like I just randomly looked at the I don't know, this podcast stats, whatever, like 2 days ago, and we like jumped 1,000%, like 1,200% in streams and listeners, and now almost half of our audience is in Vietnam, and I don't know what happened, but
Yes.
thank you, hello Vietnam.
And yeah, here we go. I remember I tried my best on this Vietnamese. So for our Vietnamese listeners, Kam Un Ban That La Tu Te.
I hope you said the right thing.
They're probably like, yeah, I try to say thank you so much for listening. I tried. I'll keep trying. But yeah, thank you, Vietnam. Good morning, Vietnam.
Yep.
Yeah, we have I love that our 45% of our listeners are from Vietnam. I mean, that's great.
I was like, what happened? I don't know. I was confused. But yes,
I love it.
Vietnam. I don't know if you have Letterboxd, but follow us on Letterboxd. Kevin, what's your Letterboxd?
Kevin HFMM Pod.
And yeah, give them the old good email, hfmmpodcast@gmail. Next episode, we have a rescheduled interview with Tony Crouch. Pretty sure that's how you say his last name. The creator of VHS is Life, the good old mold. If you don't know what that is, so VHS film, sometimes they'll get mold on the film itself. Sometimes people will like open up a VCR and play it through and take a Q-tip and do it. This guy created a machine where you could just do that. And I got one. I actually won the Scream. I can't believe I won that. The Scream so cool. Edition. Good stuff. I have saved plenty of tapes with this thing, and we are going to talk about it on the next episode.
Hell yeah. It'll be exciting.
Kevin was over. He was watching me do it. He was like,
it was fun to watch. It was just fascinating because you're just running it through and just
Yep.
Cool process.
But yeah, and that's the next episode. And until then, you got anything else? Do we have anything?
No, that's that. And I don't want to give away our big summer bash surprise where we're doing a double of one of probably the most beloved films.
It's a pretty big film.
Yeah.
We're going to need it away, or we're going to need a bigger podcast. Until then, wait, there might be. Yeah. There might be something in between. Get a bigger podcast. Stay spooky.